that's more exciting is knowing that you can be in control of your life and insurance, because you never know when things could go wrong.
Exactly, and sometimes there are some really unforeseen situations like disease, disability, retrenchment, or even death. It's a good thing that Standard Bank has got you covered.
As time passes, obviously your life changes, and it is absolutely vital that your insurance cover reflects these new developments in your life. Insurance is a steadfast way to protect your future and be prepared for any unforeseen circumstances like disability, dreaded disease, or retrenchment, to name a few, as difficult as they are to think about. So this morning, I'm joined by Elmarie Fasahi again, and we are talking about credit life insurance. We're going to delve a little bit deeper. Elmarie, thank you so much for joining us again, and again for helping to educate me. I know this is for our viewers, but I feel like I've learned a huge amount already, and just planting that seed of thinking about credit life insurance, and possibly one area we don't necessarily think about life insurance and some of those sorts of yes, very difficult subjects, but credit life insurance, most of us have some form of debt. Can we expand a little bit more on those unforeseen circumstances and what happens if we don't have credit life insurance? Because I think that is ultimately why we need to think about this.
Thank you, Graham, for having me again. Yeah, credit life insurance is extremely important. It would be a tragic situation if you don't have credit life, for instance, and you are too sick, or you can't work, you can't pay your loan. Imagine the burden of having children and you don't know where they're going to sleep tonight because you can't pay your home loan premium. Extremely difficult.
This is a two-edged sword, because it's something that we need to think about, but we don't. Why do you think people are so resistant to thinking about this, knowing how important it is on a personal level?
I don't think we want to think about all these bad things that can happen. Death. Who wants to talk about can't work, being too sick? So it's not an easy topic to think about and to talk about. Unfortunately, life happens, and these things happen to people around us. We see it every day.
Well, you've made it your life's mission to help people in the space, which I love. What and who can I cover under credit life insurance?
So you can cover yourself as well as your partner for big events that can happen in life, like death, critical illness, retrenchment, incapacity. So if you, for instance, if you only look at dreaded disease or critical illness, as some people call it, we cover big events, the medical costs associated with these big events, like cancer, heart attack, bypass, stroke. We also cover more than 40 other ailments, like blindness, deafness, Alzheimer's, losing of a limb. And then these payout is a tax-free payment that will be paid as a lump sum into your loan account.
I think a big part of the fear around these traumatic events is the lack of control, but you can actually start to take control of that situation long before you ever have to face something like that. Yeah. And that to me is actually making this conversation is making me feel calmer, not more anxious about broaching this. We've spoken about your situation changing, and often people enter into a phase where they maybe can't pay their premiums. What happens in that instance?
If you have a credit life cover with retrenchment option, we will pay up to 12 months of your premium of your loan.
Wow.
So you don't have to worry about paying for your bond so that your children have a house, while you still have time to seek other employment. So critical to have retrenchment cover as well.
When is the right time to consider credit life insurance specifically?
Today.
Right now.
You can never apply too late. Unfortunately, there are, in some instances, age limitations. For instance, if you're diagnosed with Alzheimer's after the age of 60, credit life won't cover you. Also, if you think of, let me cut off one of my limbs to make a quick buck.
I'm laughing with a very ironic laugh.
Yeah, we will not pay self-inflicted injuries. There might also be an age restriction when you apply. So it's always better to apply for credit life insurance as soon as possible. The younger, the better.
And also you can start educating yourself in the process.
Absolutely.
I've learned this much in the 3 minutes that we've been able to discuss this, and also kind of gotten through a pretty big emotional
Yeah.
gateway in my own thought process, I would recommend speaking to an expert. Take the emotion out of it for 5 minutes so you can get real, get a quote. I absolutely love the way that we've approached this. So thank you so much. And hopefully you guys have had that light bulb moment as well. They say the only thing that is constant in our lives is change. So be prepared for the future and consider an option like Credit Life. Make sure that you get a quote now, and you can get one really simply. We're making it as easy as possible. SMS LIFE to 31492 for a callback and that all-important quote. And the joy is when you SMS and you get a quote, you stand a chance of winning one of 6 Samsung S10 smartphones. And that's a real-time value that you can score right now. So SMS, get that in. And remember that terms and conditions do apply. Thank you, Elmarie.
Thank you, Graham.
Get an insurance quote and stand a chance to win one of 6 Samsung S10 smartphones. Simply SMS the keyword LIFE to 31492 for a callback and quote, and you could be a winner.